Okay. Hello. We have actually such a fun live stream today. I am going to sit like the podcast girlies because I think it's like a fun vibe. Um, I like put on a little bit of lip liner and went crazy. I was like, what if I sat stupid in my office chair and I took my mic out of its arm and I did a fun live stream. Hold on, I'm doing the audio check. I did a fun live stream that's like laid back and casual and cute, and I channeled my inner podcast girly. Boom. So that's what we're doing. I am doing my 2025 unproblematic, uncontroversial bingo card. So I tried to really sit with myself, reflect, think about the way this year has gone, the way every year goes, and put together like 25 things that range from very specific to like almost points, like talking points that I think are going to come up. So without further ado, let's work through my 2025 bingo card. I try to be super, once again, unproblematic and non-controversial, but I think still there's a lot of intrigue to be found here, so don't click away. I think this is going to be fun. So number 1, starting out hot, I think we are going to see a repossession of Twitter. I think we're going to call it Twitter again. Um, Granted, I think some of these are positive wishful thinking on my end, like kind of me trying to manifest. Some of them are also like things I had to really steer myself off of the like Armageddon path at certain points and like really connect with myself, drop back into my body, do some somatic therapy techniques, um, feel a little bit like maybe the world isn't ending. So we're gonna start out with a hopeful repossession of Twitter. Not because I have any hot takes about who possesses it now necessarily, but more so just because I think that may happen and I think it will be a shift. Everyone was leaving Twitter for Blue Sky, and I think we are going to go back to Twitter. I think we're going to come home, you know, in a fun way, maybe, hopefully. Okay, number 2, in the same vein, I think we're going to see a TikTok flop era. So either we're going to see it get banned and then, no more TikTok, or it's gonna get repossessed, and similar to Tumblr when Yahoo, bought it out in God, what was that, 2025? 2015, not 2025. And then kind of again, I don't know if I'm speaking for the masses or my own personal experience, but I kind of just wasn't on Tumblr after then. Not because the repossession did much to my experience of it, but I think, like, when big changes happen, discourse on the platform shifts and it almost becomes, like, the main talking point, and then it's just sort of irritating and annoying because it's like, "Hey, I'm, like, just trying to do my fun thing on this platform, and now everyone is talking about this ownership change, and can we just, like, actually go back to being silly and having fun?" So, I think that's what's gonna happen to TikTok. Either we're gonna see it get banned or, like, kind of everyone's just gonna get tired of it. I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that, but I think it may happen. Okay. Number 3. This is one that falls more into the category of I feel like this happens every single year, so I will be holding space and looking out for what it will be this year. I feel like there's always a concerning creature influx of the year. I can't really recall what it was this year, but I do feel like we had a big dragonfly situation, at least locally for me. I feel like we may see something like that. Remember too, during was it 2020 when everyone was talking about how, like, the cicadas were all just gonna, like, come up from Ohio? Is that what it was? Something big, you know? I feel like we always have some sort of creature news that's happening and looming, right? So we had, um, the murder hornets, all sorts of things like that. So obviously, like, I think we're gonna see a concerning creature influx of some sort. I'm hoping it's one that's well, it's concerning by nature, so I was gonna say fun, but I think that actually would break the mold of the category I've set up. But so number 3 is concerning creature influx. Number 4, big news anchor drama. I don't know what it's gonna be. I don't know where it's gonna be. I haven't necessarily defined the scope of whether it's going to be a local news thing that blows up to a bigger scale, or if it's gonna be like one of the major scale news anchors and we're gonna find something out, or like they're gonna say something on air, or just something crazy is gonna happen. Again, wanna be clear, I'm not trying to manifest anything. I wish nothing but love and light for everybody, mostly. And so by me speculating about like big news anchor drama, I am by no means like looking at anyone. Like I'm not like wishing ill on anyone, right? I love David Muir. So I'm going to use him as the example. Like this isn't me like preying on his downfall. This is just me saying like, whoa, something is going to happen. We're all going to be looking at news anchors and there's going to be some sort of drama. Heck, actually, this is crazy. And this is going to be like a toe dip, maybe a little bit into like this may be a little bit more of a hot take. But I don't kind of mean it in any type of way. I'm kind of talking through what I've observed and what's going on. I okay, here's my speculation. I maybe this is the news anchor drama. I feel like we've seen a lot of labor union organization going on, and I feel like we also have seen an influx in media criticism. And I would be interested to see, especially after the writer's strike. I feel like there's been a lot of entertainment news, like litigation going on. I'm curious if we'll see something with news media, like if we're going to see I kind of don't know if there is one, but maybe a news media union form up or like big news regarding that. Maybe that'll be what it is. I don't know. Moving forward, oh yeah, so I do feel like this happens a lot. I feel like we're always talking about like diet colas and what if they're safe or yada yada yada. And then this year we had the Panera lemonade that was like killing people. So with that, number 5 is I think we're gonna have a health concern with a major popular beverage. Um, that being said, my thoughts and prayers are with Diet Coke. Diet Coke is very near and dear and special to me. So I think we're gonna have a major health concern for a popular beverage, and it won't be Diet Coke or cold brew. Those 2 are safe, I think. So yeah. Don't know what it will be. Don't want to speculate too much, but like keep your eyes peeled. Um, not naming names or pointing fingers, but there are a lot of influencers that are rolling out beverages, like just becoming business owners and selling foods and beverages. And now we're sort of deregulating food and beverages, and things are getting a little bit more. We're playing fast and loose with things maybe we shouldn't play fast and loose with. I don't know, just my opinion. Um, but maybe like big health concern, right? Yeah. Cool. Moving forward, number 6. This is kind of a doozy to follow what I just did. So maybe we put a pin in number 6, and after I've done a couple more palatable, chill, non-controversial, unquestionably non-controversial talking points, we'll come back to 6. Um, oh god. Number 7 isn't much better, so I guess we'll just go to 6. I think we're gonna find out, that certain COVID tests were like, there's an inefficacy with them because of the mutation and variety of strains. So I feel like we're in for, like, just a big if it hasn't already happened, I kind of don't know if I'm well informed enough to know, but I've kind of always wondered, like, with all the mutation and variety that there is with, stuff, and I also don't know how testing works, so kind of I don't know anything, but this is what I wrote on my bingo list, so we're rolling with it, yes. Basically just finding out that, like, probably a lot of people were sick and just assumed and decided that they weren't because they tested negative. I think we're gonna, like, find out that, like, that wasn't actually them testing negative. Who knows what actually they had and what they were testing with because of, variety and mutation. Again, like, really hoping these are simple and straightforward, non-controversial takes. Number 7, high profile and surprising arrest. I think we will see a high profile and surprising arrest, and it will not be from home. So whoever this high profile person that we are surprised by their arrest, I think it will happen. Like, I think it's gonna be unique. Once again, wishing love and light for everyone. But this is something I think we will see play out on the public stage. And I hope it's okay for me to say and speculate. Okay, moving on, and no correlation to the previous one. Number 8, I think JoJo Siwa is gonna have another extreme rebrand. This could mean going brunette. But I feel like so she had her bad girl rebrand this year, and I think, like, we all very quickly were like, I don't know if it was a rebrand. I think we just are doing the same thing in a different like, I don't know. We just are doing our hair a little bit differently and we're calling ourselves a bad girl. I think we're actually going to see like an actual rebrand. Um, I think when she came out with her original, everyone was talking about how like we're just doing like we're still wearing dance costumes, right? Like still very much sequins, still very much performance in a big way. Um and honestly, this is kind of something I hope for her. If doing so, she would still feel like she was being true to herself. Um but I think I would like to see like a fun JoJo Siwa rebrand in the coming year. Um One that feels more quintessentially JoJo and fun, but also true to her, maybe, like, dialed down I don't know, I don't because if who you are is big and performance oriented and glittery and fun, which is what I do feel like she expresses, then I don't wanna take that away. But also, I think we all have days where we wake up and we put our hair in a messy bun and we don't wanna wear glitter because the world is it already feels too loud. And if that ever happens for JoJo Siwa, I just would like to see in the coming year what that looks like for her. And I think we would all be very receptive and supportive of holding a safe space for that. Or I hope we are. Anywho, number 9. It's a big year for Jim Parsons. Actually, I know nothing about Jim Parsons, like, that this is my Sheldon Cooper, though, like, we do know Jim Parsons, kind of. Um, I don't know. I hope it's a big year for him in a fun way. This, like, kind of, like, while I was making my list, I really tried to think about pop culture and the things that I know about and the things that I don't know about and the things I would like to see based on little to nothing, and, basically, with no context, I think it would be fun for Jim Parsons to have a big year. in a good way. Again, wishing nothing but love and light for everyone. Woo! On that note, number 10, I think Buffalo Bills are winning the Super Bowl. They, at a minimum, and listen, I know little to nothing about football, but I have been watching the games this season. Uh, they're having a great season. I don't think it's too far-fetched to see the Buffalo Bills at the Super Bowl, and in the case that they go, I think they're gonna win. I've never been one for betting on sports, but when you're putting together a 2025 bingo card, you start running out of content pretty quickly, and you start speculating. So, also, just, like, would love to see a major uptick, in viewership for women's sports. I would love that. Okay, moving forward. Number 11, I think a blockbuster horror film is going to cause mass chaos. So, when I was a senior in high school, that was, like, the heyday for, like, the random clown thing where the clowns were everywhere. I really hope this doesn't happen. I don't wanna see it, frankly. I am, uh, like a 5 out of 10 on the scale of being receptive to horror films. I like a psychological thriller. I am leaning more into enjoying horror films because I have friends that really like them. Um, but they do scare me. And also, I am afraid I'm a theater kid, so I know that, like, more often than not, like, haunted houses are full of other theater kids that are just, like, so into that vibe and are sweetie pies and are actually, like, a part of a community that takes care of each other and, like, they are very probably receptive to boundaries in horror settings where if anyone is, like, actually not having a good time, they will hold space for those people. But, I have all the what ifs in my mind always, and I'm like, "Oh my god, like, what if this is actually just, like, a breeding ground for, like, psychopaths that wanna do bad things?" And so, like, I always have that what if when I'm, like, in horror settings, like, what if actually this is, like, a really scary situation? And so I just feel like probably that would be a news headline that, like, a blockbuster horror film is causing mass chaos, and I hope it's really safe mass chaos. I hope it's, like, similar to, um, when Smile 1 came out and they were doing really interesting guerrilla marketing, like, having people, like, in the background at, sports games, like, doing the smile. I hope it's something, like, creative and clever marketing-wise like that. I hope it's nothing really actually chaotic and scary or dangerous. I don't wanna manifest that, I don't wanna speak that into the universe, but I don't know, I'm paying attention to the world, and that feels like something that I can put on my bingo card. Number 12, zoo consciousness/reform. I don't know. I think, like, maybe we all may start having SeaWorld level feelings about zoos, and either that will lead to zoos having to come out with, like, "We do all this and this and this, and the animals are actually safe and having a really good time," or like, I don't know. I just think, like, zoo consciousness is gonna be on the rise in 2025. Number 13, dystopian Cybertruck parade. I think, like, at a minimum, maybe in a community in, like, Ohio, all the local Cybertrucks will get together and do a parade, and maybe it will be, like, fun and quirkier than it seems because they do look like the peacekeeper vehicles from the Hunger Games, but, I think someone somewhere is gonna organize a Cybertruck parade because it's already become such a meme that they're ugly and day ruining to see on the roads. Um, I've also seen a lot of cool aftermarket custom mods, though, of Cybertrucks. So if actually a community of like, modified Cybertrucks got together and did a parade. I think that would be super cool. I grew up going to Star Wars conventions, and this was, like, prior to the Mandalorian television series. I like to pride myself in this. I was, like, probably a freshman in high school. Um, so that would've been, like, 2013-ish. I was like, "Ooh, we need a show about Mandalorian culture," because there were these, like, massive communities of Star Wars fans that would build these cool custom Mandalorian garb, like full suit of armor. Um, and then they would do, like, a parade, like, that was a convention event, and you would just see them all come through, and they're super cool custom-made, cosplays. And so it's, like, kind of no surprise that basically they made a whole show championing the Mandalorian culture. Also, like, from what I knew at the time, which was very little, um, but I would say this, like, holds true now after watching the series, their culture is very, uh again, I guess the mythologized version of Viking culture that I have any awareness of. That's, like, my caveat of I just always wanna be clear of, like, how much I know or don't know and am trying to speak gently on. Um, but yeah, I was just like, "Oh, man, that would be so cool." And then they did The Mandalorian, and it's one of the best shows ever, and I love it so much. Um, hey, why am I talking about this? Oh. 'Cause the Cybertruck parade. So they would do the Mandalorian parade, and you would see all of the cool different cosplays and everyone who had done, like, the custom Hello Kitty Mandalorian, like, all sorts of stuff like that, or, like, steampunk Mandalorian, like, all pink Mandalorian, um, like, 3D printed Kenner Classic plasticky looking Mandalorian, rocket firing Boba Fett Mandalorian, like, just so cool. Um, you'd see all of those custom cosplays. I would love to see that actually with Cybertrucks. Like, if all the custom car mods in the same way they do car shows, I feel like it's probably pretty big in the Jeep community that people trick out their vehicles. I wouldn't mind seeing that with Cybertrucks. So, that was number 13. Number 14, zebra print or the plaid, but from the Y2K cargo shorts. Do you know what I'm talking about? The, like, green, Kelly green with, like, fuchsia and royal blue plaid that were, like, mid-knee cargo shorts. They weren't really cargo because they didn't have the pockets, but, like, Bermuda shorts. Either that plaid or zebra print. I think is going to be, like, the big print that's everywhere because cheetah came back, trend cycles, am I right? But they came back, and then this year, I feel like camo has been everywhere, and I did not think I was going to be receptive to camo being everywhere, but I love it. I've been wearing camo. Um I think it's zebra print's turn, slash that crazy plaid. Because obviously, like, plaid is timeless. We always see plaid. Plaid is everywhere. Plaid is always big. Um, yeah. So that's one of my bingo squares. Number 15, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade float in poor taste. I love the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. This is no tea or shade to anyone. Once again, I really don't know a lot. I just know it's a tradition to watch it. It was my tradition to watch it, and, that just feels like, I don't know, a little bit sometimes I was like, "What's, like, an Onion headline I would see?" You know? I think we're gonna see maybe a Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade that had the best of intentions and was in poor taste. Number 16. Okay, this is when I started to really run out of ideas. I was on number 16 and I had the brutal awareness that there's 25 squares on a bingo card. Bingo. That's 5 letters up and down, you know? So I was like, "Ooh." So then I sort of switched my form for coming up with these bingo card slots, and now this is when I started coming up with, like, just sort of exclamations that we may hear in 2025, speculative exclamations. So, number 16 is, "They're putting what in coffee?" So we saw, I can't remember if it was this year, I think it may have been 2023, not 2024, where Oleato rolled out at Starbucks and we were drinking olive oil coffee. Yeah. I think, and then this year we had very big Utah soda culture. I think we're gonna have another crazy coffee thing this year. Um, I don't know what it'll be though. Actually, I'll put a little bit of steak in jalapeno maybe? Like, maybe we're gonna do spicy coffee. I would be really happy with that. One of my favorite coffee shops has what's called a Mayan mocha, and it's, like, paprika and chili powder in, like, a mocha latte, and it's like a hot it's like a spicy mocha latte. It's so good. So I think on a mainstream level, whatever big coffee shop that means, I think we're gonna see a spicy coffee, 'cause, the spicy margarita had its heyday. I think we're gonna see a spicy coffee have its heyday. But really, just so we're clear, the bingo card slot is they're putting what in coffee? So, that's really what is the placeholder. This one a little bit is fun because Trisha Paytas was just on SNL. But the caption is the bingo square is who's on SNL. So be it either the guest, host, the musician, or we're going to onboard a new cast member or feature player. I think we're gonna have a surprising SNL guest. Performer. Performer. We're gonna have a surprising SNL performer. I think now I will take a moment to hold space for Jane Wickline. Okay, that's all. I just love Jane Wickline. Number 18, unexpected celebrity elects to shave their head. So I wanted to be clear about we're electing to shave our head. This is not any sort of, this is a choice that the person who's shaving their head feels good about. And it's going to be a good vibe. I'm very pro shaved head. Not that it matters or that we should really have any strong opinions about what people are doing with their physical appearances, but I am pro shaved head, to be clear. And I think we're going to see an unexpected celebrity choose to shave their head, and I think it's going to slay in a big way. So that's my number 18. Number 19. Okay, so food trends are always a big part of the time capsule of culture. So we of course had the millennial avocado toast era. I feel like we saw a big charcuterie board culture. The chicken sandwich was a big deal at Popeyes. Um, I think that the big thing, because I already feel like I can see it becoming kind of a bigger thing, or I'm at least taking notice of it. I think chimichurri is going to be everywhere, if it's not already kind of everywhere. And an acknowledgement of the fact that I'm like actually just like a little girl with bangs from Texas. We're gonna hold some space for Argentina because I feel like I Googled it. I tried to do some research when I was like, you know what? I think chimichurri is gonna be big. I think it's originally from Argentina. It's like a vinegar and herb mix sauce very commonly drizzled on, like, steaks and such. Um, I just feel like it's irritating when, like, something is a part of your culture and you've loved it for forever, and then some rando comes along and is like, "It's gonna be big in 2025." So I just, like, wanna hold space for that and, like, acknowledge the fact that, like, girl, I don't know who I am, you know what I mean? Like, who am I to say? But I feel like I've been noticing it everywhere. I feel like I've been enjoying that I'm noticing it everywhere, and I think we're gonna see it even more everywhere because I feel like we're in this phase where, like, I know what chimichurri is. I'm enjoying it. I previously didn't know what it was and didn't know to enjoy it, but I feel like my parents don't, right? I think soon my parents will know, right? Yeah. So, yes. That's my number 19. Number 20. This is when we moved into the portion where I started to think about the big cultural landmarks from the year and think about my grievances with them. Not grievances so much as like Wicked, the movie musical just came out. Absolutely thrilled, over the moon about how happy it makes so many people. There's a lot of musicals I want movie musicals of. Wicked needed to have a movie musical. Absolutely. But it's not even on my short list of movie musicals I need to see. And that's okay. That's okay because it's on probably everyone else in the world's short list of musicals that they needed to see a movie musical of. I'm holding space for that. I am holding space for the lyrics of Defying Gravity. That being said, fun home movie musical. I need it bad. Um, it's devastating to me that the Broadway Fun Home missed the Disney Plus. We're gonna film Disney on Ice, Frozen on Ice, and here you can watch Hamilton on Broadway live from your living room. The, there's not even good. Okay, that's mean. I haven't been able to find a bootleg that I feel does the musical justice yet. Slash, sometimes like you don't want to watch someone else film the musical. Sometimes you just want to watch it in 4K on a big screen with excellent audio quality. And that's really what I want for Fun Home the Musical. Dogfight the Musical. There's a lot of musicals that I would like to see turned into cinematic movie musicals that I can watch high quality. I'm gonna limit myself to one and I'm gonna choose Fun Home for my 2025 bingo card. Um, but yeah, it just like makes me really sad that it's not on Disney Plus yet, that I can't just like go home after work today and watch it. That no one made that happen yet for me. Um, and I just am hoping that in 2025 someone makes that happen. So, in that same vein where I'm just at this point speculating that hey, maybe this will happen in 2025, but it's actually like me laying down for a nap and thinking through what I want to dream about. Yeah. Um 21 is Kate McKinnon back on SNL. So whether it's someone big, uh, that is very Kate McKinnon-esque is circulating in the world, and so we need to bring Kate McKinnon back to play her on SNL every week. Or just like, I don't know, she just like comes back for fun, or because we're still wrapping up the 50-year anniversary season, and so Kate comes back for, like, the final several episodes, like, whatever that looks like. I think we're gonna see Kate McKinnon on SNL again in 2025. Once again, these are just like at this point, it's me writing down, I would like to see this in 2025 and hoping and praying I get to knock it off the bingo card. Number 22, Taylor Swift documentary. That's like a big deal. Not just to Swifties, like she rolls out a documentary and like something is like, I mean, everything she does is culturally impactful. Every a lot a lot of celebrities do things that are very culturally impactful because of the you know what? I'm not gonna disclaim a bunch of things, but just know, like, lots of people I know it's more than just Taylor Swift, but I am a Taylor Swift fan. I'm a Taylor Swift fan, and I love her music, and I think she does a lot of interesting things sometimes, a lot of very yeah, okay. Um, and I think, like, more than just, like, "Oh, we're gonna watch the Making of Eras Tour documentary," like, I think, like, there's gonna be a Taylor Swift documentary, and there's gonna be something in it that transcends just being a Swiftie, being, like, aware of the, like, social power that Taylor Swift has. I think it's going to be, like, I don't know, like, a big deal for other reasons. I don't know. Who knows? 23. Breakthrough discovery extends life and health for a lot of pets. See, at this point, it's just like my wish list for Santa. um, but yeah, I like would love to manifest and hold hope for just really cool scientific discoveries. And there's obviously like a lot of scientific discoveries that could make waves in positive ways, and this is just one of them. Um, that I'm just putting on my 2025 bingo card. That maybe we find out something that's interesting, and it can help us take better care of our pets, and that leads them to living longer and happier, healthier lives. Wouldn't that be novel? 24, breakthrough discovery or research regarding attention deficit and memory loss. So I feel like we've all been talking about our attention spans and how they have gotten massively depleted by short form content. Um, I think it would be cool if like a new study rolled out and like helped us better understand that kind of stuff. Slash, I feel like we learned something big about, like, I feel like there was a breakthrough recently, right? Um, regarding mice, like a study done on mice, pertaining to memory loss. Um, so I just like kind of am aware that work is being done, slash have seen headlines or articles about that specifically. And so I guess it's something I thought about while putting together my 2025 bingo card. Um, breakthrough positive discovery. Would love to see science keep doing its thing in a good way. Cheers. Okay. And then number 25, we're moving back to kind of just like oddball speculations. Um, viral comedian commencement speech. Don't know who it's gonna be. Would love for it to be Z-Way, actually. Would we call Z-Way would be fun. Caleb Heron. Hey, baby girl. Oh, I love Caleb Heron. Um, but I don't know. Like just a big viral moment. It just so happens to be at a commencement speech. Just so happens to be a comedian. Um, we'll see what it looks like when it comes. That's on my 2025 bingo card. How many do we need for a bingo though? 5. So, really the odds are ever in our favor. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you had fun. This was sort of a different kind of live stream. I sure had fun. I love to over explain myself and make sure that I'm not rocking any boats. It's something I know about myself and I'm working on. Anywho, I hope you're having a great Wednesday. I will see you all tomorrow. Make your own 2025 bingo cards. I think that would be fun. Make yourself a little list of fun things you'd like to try that are new in 2025. Reflect on your 2024. Think about the things that you accomplished that you're proud of. And they can just be simple, like I made it through the year and I got out of bed most days. If that's the kind of year you had, cheers to you. Wishing you love and light and a happy Wednesday, and I will see you tomorrow.